Hey friend, do you love your job? If the answer is yes, that's great news. But what if you don't love your job? Don't be discouraged if that's you. Help is on the way today. In today's video, we'll be talking about why and how you need to love your job. So hang on with me because you'll definitely learn something valuable today. Welcome to the Passion and Purpose Hub. My name is Tunde Kukoyi, and this is the channel where we gear you for success and fulfillment in your lives. If you're a professional from whatever field of life and you're looking for an inspiration on how you can bring your passions into your work and your life, then this channel is for you. Did you know that an average working class individual spends about 50% of his or her lifetime working at a job? In 2018, world-renowned management consulting firm Gallup conducted a poll worldwide that revealed that of about 1 billion people currently in the workforce, only 15% of them are engaged at their jobs. The other 85% are either unhappy or they even hate their jobs. So what do we tell this 85% of people that hate their jobs? The most common advice people give them is ditch the job, look for another job, or start a side hustle of your own. But do you know that this is not always the best advice? The end result is that we have loads of people hopping from one job to another or from one hustle to another, but they are never really happy. The truth of the matter is that we need our jobs, not just for survival or to pay the bills. They also play social roles in our lives. I'm sure a lot of people will be able to recount how isolated or lonely they felt when they could not work during the peak of the coronavirus pandemic. The rates of depression and anxiety soared. Instead of ditching your job, have you ever given consideration to learning to love your job? You might not be able to change what you do, but you can learn to love your job. So at this point today, I'd like to share 3 tips that will help you see your job not as something just to be endured, but rather as something to be enjoyed. The very first tool in learning to love your job is in being grateful for the opportunity. Gratitude, they say, is the antidote to frustration. When you're thankful for your job, it helps you to see things from a clearer perspective. Ultimately, we must all remember that we are actually privileged to work, to get up in the morning, to go to a workplace and contribute our skills and talents. It's a gift. It's very easy to take our jobs for granted until we find out that there's many people who give anything to be in our shoes. It kind of reminds me of the ancient proverb that says that I complained about having no shoes until I met someone who had no feet. Gratitude helps to shift your interpretation of events and you stop focusing on the negative experiences, but rather you focus on the positive experiences. So, are you thankful for your job today? If not, keep a gratitude journal. In fact, research has shown that people that are more grateful at work are less likely to be stressed, they have higher self esteem, and they experience greater career success. So, try gratitude if you want to love your job. The second tool in learning to love your job is in recognizing the value you add to others through your job. If there's one thing that we all crave as humans, it is significance. Whenever we're doing something that we consider as significant, then it helps us find happiness and fulfillment in that task. But when we're doing something that we think is insignificant, then the job or the task becomes unrewarding and mundane. A way to find significance through our jobs is in recognizing the value we add to others through our jobs. If there's one message I'd like to pass across today, it is this: no matter how mediocre or mundane you think your job is, there are opportunities to add value to others through your job. There's a story of how the St. Paul's Cathedral in London was rebuilt after the Great Fire of 1666. Now, one of the world's most famous architects at the time, Christopher Wren, was commissioned to take charge of the job. So one day, while men were working on a portion of the wall, he noticed three bricklayers working on the portion of the wall. One of them was crouched and walking really slowly. The other one was house standing, walking at a fair pace. But the third bricklayer stood tall and was walking really fast and was very productive. So he walked up to them and he asked the first bricklayer, who was crouched and walking really slowly, he asked him, "What are you doing?" And he said, "I'm a bricklayer and I'm only just working hard to feed my family." So the second one, who was half standing, he asked him again, "What are you doing?" He said, "I'm a builder and I'm building the wall. That's it." But to the third one, who stood tall and walked really fast, he asked him, "What are you doing?" And immediately his eyes lit up and gleaming with joy, he remarked, "I'm a cathedral builder. I am building a place of worship for the Almighty." This just shows you how a shift in perspective regarding the value you add through your work can affect your happiness and your productivity at work. Another remarkable example was told by a popular speaker, Robin Sharma, of how he traveled to South Africa and was astonished to see a toilet cleaner that absolutely loved his job. This toilet cleaner considered himself as an ambassador of his country, and he made it a point of duty to welcome everyone to South Africa. In fact, because of this, he did his job with absolute pleasure and detail and made sure that all the toilets were sparkling clean because to him, he considered that the first impression that people got when they came to his home country. We can all add value through our jobs. Whether you're a doctor or you're a door opener, you're a receptionist, you're a salesman, all we need to do is to recognize and embrace this value. The third tool that I'd like to talk about today is developing healthy relationships at work. I'm sure we've all heard of someone who's hopped from one organization to another, even at top level, simply because they were not happy. And yet, we know some other people that have remained in one organization for nearly all of their lives and they have stayed happy. So, what makes the difference? For most people, it's not the job itself, but rather the relationships at work that determine their happiness. People do not really quit organizations, they quit the people that they work with. An integral part of learning to love your job is in developing healthy relationships at work. So be genuinely interested in the people that you work with. Check in with them from time to time and be a good listener. Respect people at work and go on team building and social events together. As they say, teamwork makes the dream work. If you want to learn to love your job, be a good team player, and your team will definitely provide you with a loving environment where you can thrive and prosper. I'll leave you today with a closing statement from Steve Jobs. He said, "Your work is going to fill a large part of your lives. The way to be satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. But the only way to do great work is to love what you do." Learn to love what you do, people. It will increase your satisfaction and fulfillment, and the world will also become a better place for it. Thanks for watching. I hope I've been able to add some value to you through today's video. Please share with someone who you think will benefit from the content of this video. And also, please remember to subscribe and turn on the notification button so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. As always, people, till we meet again, keep living with passion and purpose. I'll see you later.